The Curious Kitten's musical discovery represents that magical moment when an innocent, inquisitive creature encounters something completely unexpected in the natural world, creating a bridge between reality and fantasy. This opening concept establishes the story's central premise. A young cat, driven by natural feline curiosity, stumbles upon an impossibility melody emanating from within a flower. This discovery is significant because it sets the tone for a narrative that celebrates wonder, challenges perception, and invites audiences to question the boundaries between the ordinary and extraordinary. In real-world applications, this concept mirrors how children often discover music in unexpected places, perhaps hearing wind chimes for the first time and being mesmerized, or pressing their ear against a seashell believing they can hear the ocean. Similarly, scientists and naturalists have documented how animals, including cats, demonstrate genuine curiosity when encountering novel auditory stimuli in their environment, often tilting their heads and investigating sources of unfamiliar sounds. These behaviors validate the kitten's reaction as both believable and relatable. The importance of this introduction lies in establishing the kitten as an explorer rather than a passive observer. Experts in children's literature often emphasize that stories beginning with discovery engage young minds more effectively because they mirror children's own daily experiences of encountering their world with fresh eyes and open hearts. However, some might argue that presenting impossible scenarios, like music coming from flowers, could confuse young audiences about natural science. Alternative viewpoints suggest that stories should maintain realistic boundaries to properly educate children about how nature actually works. Yet supporters counter that fantasy elements spark imagination and can later lead to genuine scientific curiosity about real plant behaviors, such as how flowers attract pollinators or how sound travels through natural environments. This introductory discovery connects to every subsequent element of the story. It motivates the kitten's journey, raises questions that drive the plot forward, and establishes themes of curiosity, bravery, and open-mindedness. The musical discovery becomes the catalyst that transforms an ordinary kitten into an adventurer, setting up character development and creating anticipation about what mysteries the flower might hold and why it produces such enchanting sounds. Analysis needed. I'd be happy to help you create detailed content for your outline, but I noticed that the specific heading you'd like me to analyze isn't included in your message. You've provided the main topic, the kitten who heard music coming from inside a flower, and excellent instructions for what you need. But the actual heading from your outline that requires explanation is missing. Could you please share the specific heading or section from your outline that you'd like me to develop? For example, it might be something like the discovery of the musical flower, the kitten's enhanced hearing abilities, symbolism of nature and curiosity, the scientific explanation behind the phenomenon. Once you provide the heading, I'll create a comprehensive 350 to 400 word analysis that includes all the elements you've requested. Clear definitions, significance to the main topic, specific examples, relevant supporting opinions, potential challenges or controversies, and connections to other aspects of the story. This will give you script-ready content that thoroughly explores that particular aspect of your kitten story in an engaging and informative way. The kitten's initial encounter with the mysterious flower represents that pivotal moment when curiosity intersects with the unknown, creating a sense of wonder that propels the entire narrative forward. This scene establishes the central mystery and introduces the magical realism element that distinguishes an ordinary garden exploration from an extraordinary adventure. The moment captures the kitten's innocence and natural inquisitiveness as it approaches something that defies logical explanation. Music emanating from within flower petals, a phenomenon that challenges the young cat's understanding of the natural world. This encounter holds tremendous significance because it marks the boundary between the mundane and the magical in the kitten's experience. Without this initial discovery, there would be no story to unfold. It's the catalyst that transforms a simple tale about a young cat into something deeper, a journey about trusting one's senses, pursuing mystery despite uncertainty, and remaining open to experiences that don't fit neatly into expected categories. The moment teaches young readers that paying attention to unusual details can lead to remarkable discoveries. Consider how this mirrors real-world situations where children first encounter something inexplicable, perhaps hearing whispers in seashells or seeing patterns in clouds that seem to move purposefully. Another parallel exists in how young people discover hidden talents in unexpected places, like finding a friend's beautiful singing voice emerging during a casual moment. These experiences share that same quality of sudden revelation and the decision whether to investigate further or dismiss the phenomenon. Some might argue that introducing impossible elements like music from flowers risk confusing children about reality versus fantasy. Others contend that grounding the story too firmly in realism might diminish the imaginative possibilities that make such tales memorable and meaningful. The challenge lies in balancing the magical element with the kitten's authentic emotional responses, ensuring readers can relate to the character's wonder even while experiencing something fantastical. This initial encounter directly influences everything that follows: the kitten's decision to investigate, the relationships formed during the quest to understand the music, and ultimately, whatever resolution or transformation occurs. The quality of this first meeting determines whether the audience invests emotionally in the kitten's journey, making it the foundation upon which the entire narrative structure rests. The concept of a kitten discovering music emanating from within a flower represents the magical intersection of nature, curiosity, and sensory wonder that often characterizes childhood exploration and imaginative storytelling. This fantastical premise serves as a metaphorical gateway to discussing how young creatures, whether animal or human, experience the world through uninhibited curiosity and openness to impossible possibilities. The significance of this imagery lies in its ability to capture the pure, unprejudiced way that children and young animals interact with their environment. Unlike adults who might immediately dismiss such an occurrence as impossible, a kitten would simply investigate, representing the importance of maintaining wonder and receptivity to life's mysteries. In real-world applications, this concept parallels children's books like The Secret Garden, where hidden beauty reveals itself to those willing to look closely, or educational approaches like Montessori learning, which emphasizes discovery-based exploration. Nature documentaries often capture similarly magical moments when young animals encounter phenomena for the first time. A puppy seeing snow or a kitten chasing sunbeams, reminding us that reality itself contains wonders that rival fiction. Supporters of imaginative storytelling argue that such whimsical scenarios help develop creative thinking and emotional intelligence in young readers. Child psychologists note that anthropomorphic animal stories allow children to process complex emotions and situations through safe, accessible narratives. However, some educators debate whether fantastical stories might confuse young children about reality versus fiction, potentially creating unrealistic expectations about the natural world. Others counter that children naturally distinguish between pretend play and reality, and that imagination actually strengthens cognitive development. This central image connects to broader themes within the narrative. It establishes the story's magical realism tone, introduces the protagonist's character through their reaction to wonder, and potentially sets up the flower as a significant plot element. The music itself might represent various concepts: nature's hidden voice, the harmony between living things, or a call to adventure that draws the kitten into a larger journey. This opening moment likely influences everything that follows, determining whether the story remains grounded in gentle realism or ventures into full fantasy territory.